Loneliness kills faster than obesity, faster than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not a metaphor. That's what the data actually says. Right now, somewhere, you're scrolling through a group chat that hasn't replied in 6 hours. You check it again. Nothing. And for a second, something in your chest tightens. You tell yourself it's silly. It's not silly. Your body is reacting to something ancient, something written into you long before phones, before cities, before language even had a word for alone. 200,000 years ago, being alone didn't mean an empty inbox. It meant something closer to a death sentence. Early humans survived in small, tightly bonded groups. 20, maybe 50 people who hunted together, shared food, and kept watch through the night. A lone human on the savannah wasn't independent. They were exposed. No one to warn them about the predator in the grass. No one to help carry them home if they got hurt. No one to share the kill. Natural selection didn't reward the toughest loners. It rewarded the ones who stayed close. So your brain built an alarm system for it. Social psychologist John Cacioppo, who spent decades studying loneliness at the University of Chicago, called it exactly that. An alarm, not unlike hunger or thirst. Hunger tells you your body is low on fuel. Loneliness tells you your body is low on protection. It's not a character flaw. It's a survival mechanism, still running, still checking for danger, even though the danger it was built for mostly disappeared. Here's the twist most people never hear. That ancient alarm doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a modern inconvenience. When you're excluded from a group chat or scrolling past photos of a party you weren't invited to, the same neural circuitry lights up as if you'd been physically cast out of the tribe. Researcher Naomi Eisenberger at UCLA found something remarkable. Social rejection activates the anterior cingulate cortex, the same brain region that processes physical pain. Getting left out doesn't just feel bad. Your brain processes it quite literally like an injury, and the body doesn't stop there. Julianne Holt-Lunstad, a psychologist at Brigham Young University, analyzed data from over 300,000 people across dozens of studies. Her conclusion was staggering. Chronic loneliness raises the risk of early death by roughly 29%. That's a bigger risk factor than obesity, comparable to smoking. Your ancestors' bodies weren't being dramatic when they treated isolation as dangerous. They were right. Isolation was dangerous. It still is. Just not in the way you'd expect. Not a lion in the grass anymore. Chronic stress hormones, inflammation, a weakened immune system, a heart working harder than it should year after year because the body still believes it's unprotected. Think about what connection used to require. You couldn't fake it. You had to sit around the same fire, share the same food, hold eye contact, tell stories, physically be present for hours at a time. That closeness released oxytocin, lowered cortisol, calmed the nervous system in ways that a text message simply can't replicate. Your brain evolved to crave presence, not notifications, which is what makes today so strange. You can have 600 followers and still feel like no one would notice if you vanished for a week. The Harvard Study of Adult Development, one of the longest-running studies on human happiness, tracked for over 80 years and led in recent decades by psychiatrist Robert Waldinger, found that the single strongest predictor of long-term health and happiness wasn't wealth, wasn't career success. It was the quality of a person's close relationships, not the number of connections, the depth of a few. So maybe the question isn't why you feel lonely sometimes. Maybe it's why you were ever convinced you shouldn't. That ache when the room goes quiet, when the messages stop coming, when you eat dinner alone again, that isn't weakness. It's 200,000 years of biology still doing its job, still trying to pull you back toward the fire, back toward the people who keep you safe. Tonight, when you feel that pull, the itch to check your phone, the quiet hope that someone reaches out first, you don't have to fight it or explain it away. Your ancestors would recognize exactly what you're feeling, and they'd tell you the same thing science now confirms. Go find your people. Sit near them. Let them see you. Because loneliness never was the dangerous thing. Disconnection was. And the cure was never behind a screen. It was always just across the fire.
Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up.